We found out yesterday that Mike Pompeo, the CIA director, of course, traveled to Pyongyang over the Easter break to meet directly with the leader of that country. And that, of course, sent shockwaves through the diplomatic world here in the United States and around the world, in fact. You know, it's the highest level meeting of a U.S. official for some time in North Korea, and really, according to many analysts that we've spoken to, is a good indication that the Trump administration is pretty determined to make sure that this meeting goes ahead. And, you know, and of course, this comes at a key time because Prime Minister Abe is here, and the Prime Minister is basically pushing Japan's agenda with President Trump. Japan felt kind of sidelined initially. It hasn't really been part of the process, and it's very keen now to make sure that it becomes part of the process, especially as it appears this summit is on. So President Trump confirming that that meeting did go ahead and that he's determined to meet with Kim Jong-un.
And Steve, the two leaders, they've spent much of their final day in Florida together. What have we learned about what the two leaders have discussed?
Well, we learned a couple of things. Interestingly, we did learn today, not from the two leaders, but from news reports, as they discussed North Korea about possibly where that summit may take place. And of course, Japan is going to have some things to say about that. What we do know at the moment is that a couple of places are on the table. President Trump making clear that there was a handful of places that could be possible locations for a summit between him and Kim. Among those places, reportedly, Switzerland and Sweden. Of course, Sweden basically provides consular and diplomatic services for the United States in Pyongyang, which does not have representation there. We're also hearing that it's possible that that meeting could take place somewhere in Asia, possibly in Singapore is one of the places that we've heard from sources named as a potential location. Of course, North Korea top of the agenda for the two leaders here in Palm Beach, but they're also talking about trade. President Trump today saying that he is determined that Japan and the United States should reach a trade balance. Of course, we're hearing from Prime Minister Abe that he's likely to press President Trump over the course of this summit on those tariffs, trying to get an exclusion for Japan from those steep steel and aluminium tariffs that President Trump put into place last month. So certainly a busy agenda for these two men, and coming at a critical time, a critical juncture in terms of diplomacy with North Korea.